All right, I am live, and hopefully my Wi-Fi is going to cooperate. It's been it's been doing weird things this morning, so fingers crossed. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anywhere else you might have water in your chart. It's my intention there's something in here for everyone. So even if you don't have any major placements, could still be for you. And my readings are timeless. So whenever you catch this is the right time for you. I've chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'll be clarifying with some other decks. And I've also let the universe choose a song for you. And the title of your song is Tell Me What You Want. Tell me what you want, water sign. It's important to communicate what you want. It's important to get clear on what you want. That's something that I've often struggled with, is really knowing what I want. It takes a little bit of effort to really go within and figure that out. And sometimes the best way is to focus on what you don't want, because then you can think about, okay, what's the opposite of that? Okay, that's what I want. And make a list, do what you need to do. But especially with people in your life, it's really important to tell them what you want. They can't read your mind. They're not going to know unless you tell them. And anyway, let's dive in. I'll explain a little more. We have exchanging gifts in the protection position. And this card can speak to being given some kind of opportunity, something that you've really been hoping for. And then this thing comes along and suddenly you're like, oh crap, I'm not actually prepared for this. I don't have the skills I need, or I'm not quite ready. Like, if I don't know, if, say, we'll use a relationship as an example. If you're you've been really hoping for someone to come in, some kind of romantic partner, for things to work out, and then someone shows up and you kind of freak out and realize, I'm not quite ready to dive into a relationship. My life is busy. I've got more healing to do. I thought I was ready, but I'm actually not. I'm still scared, getting around the healing thing. Anyway, there's some kind of situation that could be being presented to you that you really, really wanted, and you're like, crap, I either can't or I'm just not ready to take this on right now. And this can also speak to overgiving, some kind of situation where you either overgive, as a way to it kind of fills this victim mentality, like, oh, it helps to support your story that you're always giving and that people don't give back. Sometimes we become addicted to our story about being a martyr, and it's really important to remember that receiving is important. And if anybody is putting you in a situation where they're expecting you to continually prove yourself and to keep giving, and there's not a lot of exchange, or there's no exchange, that could be draining you. That there needs to be something more reciprocal, that it's time for you to step back and really assess, what are things out of balance in my life. And then we get serendipity in protection, which is about thinking that you had the perfect thing, that everything was going to work out because you had the perfect job, the perfect relationship. Things lined up so amazingly well. And you're just like, oh, yes, yes, this is what I always wanted. This is what I always wanted. But then for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. And you're like, what the hell, universe? What went wrong? What went wrong? And it's important to remember that sometimes things are set up in a certain way to bring us the lesson we need in order to be able to actually move forward towards our ultimate fulfillment. That we can't actually achieve our desires until we have the whole picture, until we have all the pieces to the puzzle. And so whatever felt like was the thing was actually the thing to give you another piece to the puzzle that then helps you to move towards finally filling in the picture and actually hitting the jackpot. We have round and round in protection, which is speaking to this being a cycle, that this kind of thing probably has been happening in your life, that you regularly find yourself facing things that it seems like, it could be the mentality, the mindset. Well, I thought this was going to work out. And then here I am again, once again, it didn't work out. What's wrong with me? Why can't I ever attract the right person? Why do I always end up in these crappy jobs? Why? It's like, it's needing to shift that perspective rather than being a victim that things are happening to you, that everything is happening for you. It's all stepping stones. And it's time to get off of the merry-go-round. It's making you dizzy. It's time to realize that you can get yourself out of this cycle, partly by becoming aware that you are in a cycle, that very likely this cycle is coming from your false beliefs around what is happening. That things are happening to you, that you're a victim, that, somehow this just always happens. And it's like needing to realize you need to take responsibility for yourself. You are the common denominator in your life. If things continue to come back around and around, you gotta, instead of pointing your finger outward, look at those 3 fingers pointed back. How are you showing up? What decisions are you making that are consistently putting you back in the same kind of situation over and over again? And it brings me back to the song, Tell Me What You Want. You got to get clear on what you want. Do you want to continue being a victim? Do you want to continue finding yourself in this cycle over and over again of like, I thought this was it and now it's not? Disappointment, which can lead to hopelessness. I don't think that's what you actually want. You might feel addicted to that mentality, but it's time to take those steps. Become aware of what you don't want. Where are you feeling disappointed? Where are you feeling hopeless? Where are you feeling less than good? It's a perfect place to start. Write it down, because then, you have your one column. What don't I like right now? What's showing up? And then in the next column to the right, write down the opposite. Well, I don't like how this is in my life. What would I like? I don't like that I keep attracting people who are flaky or abusive in some way or distant or hot and cold, whatever. I want to attract. So the opposite is somebody who is consistent, who is kind, who is fair, who respects, respects you or respects me, Anyway, I think you get my point. it's a perfect place to start. And writing it down actually gives your subconscious something to work with. It's not just swirling around in your brain. It takes what's in your subconscious and puts it into the conscious. And so then your mind can actually work with it. So let's dive into the good tarot. See what the good tarot has to say about this. 3 of Earth. 3 of Earth is about teamwork, about coming together. Hey, you have quite the name. Hi, welcome. See, Yahawahashi is Lucifer's master. Interesting. Did not know Lucifer had a master, although it makes sense. Okay. Interesting. I send you lots of love and blessings, and I wish you well. So much love. Just for the record, I don't practice witchcraft. I tap into energies, into spiritual energies. It's all about love. It's all about love for me. So, sending you so much love. I send everyone so much love. Always. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help raise the vibration of the planet, to help everyone feel better hopefully feel better about themselves and their life. So there we are. Okay, so 3 of Earth. Yeah, this is about teamwork. and I think because it lands on exchanging gifts in the protection, that there could be some kind of situation where you are collaborating with others. This could be people at work. Typically, Pentacles can speak to work or career, some form of making money, and it may be a little bit off balance, or a lot off balance. Like people are expecting you to show up and they're not doing quite as much work. And there needs to be an equal exchange. Yes, you could all be on the same page, you have the same idea, but oftentimes, there are people who are just not willing or able to put in the work that they need in order to create what they want. Better to say, put in the work in order to realize the dream, the goal, the group goal. 2 of Earth. Yeah. I think we're talking about work here. Some kind of effort, possibly around money, around career, something like that. And the 2 of Earth is all about doing something that you love so much that sometimes maybe you put too much of yourself into it. And especially when you're collaborating with others, that can, you can't help but put yourself into it. But then others are kind of riding on your coattails. This is needing to find that balance. The balance between work and play, between the work you put in versus the work other people put in. Being adaptable, because there could be a part of this could have to do with you wanting to maintain control somehow. Like, you want to do everything because you feel like that's the only way it's going to turn out the way you actually want it to. And it's needing to kind of be adaptable and let other people bring something to the table. And it might not be quite what you hoped for or envisioned, but it could actually make things better. The point being that you gotta create some space, that you can't do it all yourself. You're not meant to do it all yourself. That's going to just create more of an imbalance. And Fortune's wheel. Isn't that interesting? Because the spiral and the wheel. I feel like you have been in this cycle, that this is probably something that keeps happening, where you have a vision, you put so much into it, other people are there, and then somehow you end up feeling burdened. It's so heavy, and people are just like, oh yeah, do your thing, and we'll be here when you're done. And so the wheel has not been turning in your favor. It's left you feeling depleted, feeling like imbalanced. It's an energy drain. And it's time for you to let this wheel turn in your favor. By being willing to release some of the control, to keep your vision, keep what you want, suddenly the word left me. Keep what you want in mind, your end goal, but be open, be adaptable to things shifting, because whenever you do start something, pretty much always changes as you go along. Oh, I didn't mean to pick this, but I guess I was supposed to. The Emperor. Strength, power, authority. Taking your power back. And the Emperor? I feel like there's a couple messages here. The Emperor likes to be in control. The Emperor is all about control. Remember that releasing the control, there is strength in releasing control. That you're not becoming weaker by doing that. That any kind of collaborative effort, there's strength and balance. It's being in your authority. This could also be someone you're dealing with. Give, a boss who's expecting a lot from you, and you keep trying to give what you can, and it's not, and they're like, you need to do more. If you want that raise, you got to do more. You got to show up more. You got to whatever it is. Potentially this is somebody who's expecting a lot from you, and it's not totally balanced. It's not totally fair. Okay, let's look at the Oracle Tarot and see what that has to say. Fertility, sensuality, the Empress. This is the energy that you want to begin to embody. This is an energy of loving, of being willing to nurture others, to nurture something into life. It's about being about receiving and allowing and bringing people together from this place of love, of caring, of sweetness, of seeing that everybody has something to bring to the table. The Empress is very allowing. She's very, I guess I said that, but she is not concerned with controlling. She's not a micromanager. And interesting too that we have the Emperor and the Empress here. She is actually more powerful than the Emperor, because the Empress, she understands how to flow with the energy, whereas the Emperor can get stuck. And she's more of like, she's like, okay, I'll let the Emperor think that he's in control, but really I am. Really she is. And this is what you need to start embodying, because you have something you want to birth into the world. Some project that involves others, and you need to get to this place of letting everyone collaborate, letting everyone come together. And if you're bumping up against someone who's like, you need to do more, it's like, thank you. Yes, and I also need help. Yes, and I also feel like I'm doing a little too much. That's that yes and rather than but. Yes, but it's tell me what you want. Tell the Emperor what you want, what you need in order to birth this thing, this desire, this goal, this achievement, whatever, into the world. That you need support. You need your midwives, your doulas, your birth coaches, whatever. Okay, so what else? We have the 8 of Wands. Swift decisions. Yeah, because once you get clear on what you want, it's very easy to make the decisions you need to make to move towards your success, towards your goal. Sometimes the swift decision is realizing that someone in your life who is too demanding is not meant to be in your life anymore. It's time to close out that cycle. Maybe this means that you need to leave that job or stop collaborating with certain people because they're not pulling their weight. Only you know. But when you get clear, then you are able to make those swift decisions. And justice, honorable choices, making those honorable choices, finding that balance. Yeah. Making the honorable choices that, I mean, it's everything I've been saying, that work for you, that don't leave you depleted. The honorable choices that fulfill you as much as anyone else. Definitely balance here. And the Empress does balance out the Emperor. When you get into that energy, you don't have to fight against the Emperor. You're just like, okay, I'm just you're gonna be your way and I'm gonna be my way, and somehow we'll make it work. And if we can't, I'll go find another Emperor. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Avalon. What does the Wisdom of Avalon have to say? The Water Fairy, feelings and emotions. Yeah, it's tapping into what you want, finding out what you actually want, getting the clarity on that. It's all about going into your feels, feeling those feelings, tapping into those emotions. What doesn't feel good? Think about what would feel good. The Empress is she's very empathic. She's all up in her feels. She's very good at knowing. She just intuitively knows what's right for her and what's right for others as well. And the Cow, nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. Oh my gosh, tell me what you want. Learning how to nourish yourself to bring in the abundance that is rightfully yours. by getting into balance, making those honorable choices, asking for what you want, and being willing to receive. There are people who want to collaborate and maybe they just don't know. Maybe you've been trying to be so in control of something and they have no idea that you even need assistance. Again, that kind of martyr mentality. Well, I'll just do it myself. And then you end up feeling like no one ever helps me. This is kind of my grandma's story. It's like people are there. You just got to be willing to ask and receive. And there's so much abundance when you do that. Those people are put on your path by your higher power. So use those resources. And love. Yeah, love. It always comes back to love. Loving yourself. Loving yourself enough to put yourself first. When you do that, when you fulfill yourself and care for yourself, then you have so much love to give to others. Then you can birth your baby into the world, whatever that looks like. Everything is love. Energy. Everything is energy. Energy is love. And it's that force that binds us, that connects us. This is where the magic lives. And it's the fear that closes us off from the love. When we're open, when we're in that place of love, that's when all the abundance comes in. That's when we can truly feel nurtured and nourished. It's the fear, which is the opposite of love. That's what keeps us from what's rightfully ours, from the life that we actually want to live, from the successes, achieving the goals, all the things. Come back to this place. You know, there's so, if you know anything about pregnancy, there's a lot of emphasis on, if you want a healthy baby, you want to make sure that you are loving yourself, that you're taking all your prenatal vitamins and you're drinking enough water, you know, and staying hydrated, that you're nourishing your body because it's all going into that baby, into creating that baby so it can be as healthy as it can be. This is loving yourself because you love your life, because you love your creations. Sometimes we forget to love ourselves. Sometimes we think that we need to put our energy out into everything else, but it comes back to you. It's always an inside job. You are the common denominator. Whatever cycle you've been in, it's because you haven't been loving yourself enough. Put yourself first. When you do that, that's when everything lines up. When that happens. That's when the magic happens. Yes. Okay. Lots of talking today, lots of explaining. That's okay. So, it's one of those messages. Sometimes it's just something really important. The universe is like, you really got to know this. Believe me, I'm getting the message too. I'm going to end with the Spirit Animal Oracle. Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Abundance. The abundant universe will provide. Yes, it will. Got to get into that place of love and the magic will happen. Everything, the universe has your back. You will get what you need. Skunk Spirit, this card comes up a lot. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know how awesome you are. You are on this planet for a reason. There's nobody else like you. Know your worth. Respect yourself. Stand in your power. But not from a place of needing to control. From a place of allowing, receiving, accepting, giving back. And Rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. Pretty sure I picked this one for you last time. It's it's time for things to line up for you. It's time to let the cycle close out of being a control freak or being a martyr or being just in that mindset of things happen to me, not for me. Yes, they do happen for you. And when you start to take responsibility for yourself and your life and be accountable, it's not about blaming. It's not about blaming yourself. It's just understanding that everything needed to happen to get you where you are now. Hey, Breezy28, welcome. So good to have a positive energy here. Thank you. The reading started out a little bit rough. Yes, it's all about the love. Okay, so yeah, anyway, now is a lucky time. Know that. Feel that. Everything's working out. Because Spirit has your back. Universe has your back. All right, there's your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe and share.